Hey Joel, this is Vince with HFB Technologies. I am just making this video to show you how to log in to the back end of your website and, make simple edits like text and images. So in the search bar right here, we're going to go to ddvm.org/admin. We'll hit enter, and doing that will bring you into a login page. So your email is going to be your username. So oops, let me grab it real quick. And then I set your password to just Joel.Levinson. No capitalizations. I'll put it in the email that I send you along with this video. So we're going to log in here. And I got rid of some of the tabs on this sidebar, like the softwares that are in use and all that good stuff. But I gave you access to WP Engine, which is what purges the cache. You know how whenever I make a change, I would purge the cache so it would appear everywhere. All you have to do is click this button. It'll say, please be patient. This sometimes takes a while. Hit OK. And when it's done, it'll give you this notification right here that it's been complete. This is all you need to do on this page. These, don't hit any of this because it might break things. So all you need is purge all caches. Dashboard doesn't really give you much. It just gives you some activity that we've done, like recently published and all that. But once you're logged in, you'll notice that you have this top bar up here as well. The only thing you really need to pay attention to is the website title right here. If you right click this and open it in a new tab, it will take you to the front end of the site. And this is just, the easiest way, the way I feel is easiest to get these changes done. You still have the admin bar here while you're logged in, and you'll see Enable Visual Builder. So let's go to, let's say, Architecture. Takes you to the Architecture page. And if you ever want to change anything on any page, you just navigate to the page, hit Enable Visual Builder, and sometimes it takes a little bit to load. This is just, since I'm logged into your account, it's asking if you want to do the tour, but okay. It's loading. The way the Divi Visual Builder works is that it breaks up items into 3 different steps. There's sections, rows, and modules. And the way this works is that the section is how you get different backgrounds in different parts of the website, mostly. Rows have different effects, like you'll see that this row is only one column. It's just one, only one row of things is going to go in here. But this row is 2 columns. That's how we get text right here and text right here. But since it's mostly just going to be changing things that are already here, all you have to do is hover over the item that you want to change, hit this gear button, and it will take you to a settings box. So in here, hit the gear, click on the media library, and it'll show you all of the photos that you have. Whichever item you click, you can hit upload image, and it'll change the image right there. I don't want to save that, so I'm going to hit the X button, and it'll just revert it to, what it was. But changing images, there's 3 tabs up here: Content, Design, and Advanced. Content is usually what you're going to be putting into this item, so the image. You can have it linked to somewhere, which we don't need it to. In design is where you kind of mess with the settings of the picture. So alignment, align it to the left, center, right. It's not changing now because of how we have it set up, but pretty much just read the settings, and it kind of explains what they are. If you hover over here, it'll even give you a question mark. Click on that. Here you can choose the image alignment, sizing. This is where, okay, it wasn't changing up here because I have it set to centered within here. But, I can change it to the left, right, center it, all that good stuff. That's where it gets a little bit confusing because some of the same settings are, in different places. But width is pretty much the size. If I set it to 100%, that's going to make the image 100% of, the actual file size. So we set it down to 20 to give it, that nice size. Don't really have to worry about any of these settings here. Setting the width usually changes the size in general. Spacing, that doesn't need to be there. But margin and padding. So padding, it adds extra space inside of the element, which increases the distance between the edge of the element and the owner and its inner contents. So think of this as like a box. If we put 50 pixels of padding on the bottom, you'll see that it increases the space in between the image and this title we have. Take that out, and it reverts it back to a little bit. Margin is pretty much the same thing. It differs when you get into buttons and other kind of things, but really, that's it for their border. Here in this box is rounded corners and border styles. In border width, you can set a border however thick you want. And on rounded corners, you can, however extreme of a border you want around the image, you can do that. You can do 10 pixels, which just gives slight curve around the edge. 20. Whoop, 2030. Nope, don't want that. And you can even do things like this little link icon right here. Just means that whatever you set it in this corner will be changed on all of them. If you click off of it, you can do fun things like zero, and do, pointy edges on 2 corners, rounded on the other. And I'll just exit out of that for now. For text, it's a lot easier, a lot more straightforward. Just in the visual builder, if you want to, delete this, just highlight it. This is how you change text. You'll see in the top left the style of the text. Since it's a heading, it'll keep everything all text no matter what you put in here. And you'll see that there's two tabs in the top right, visual and text. Visual is kind of how it looks. You can just type and it's easy to input. Text is where you'll start putting codes in to change the visuals of the text. Again, I don't want to save that, so I'm just going to hit the X button. But within text settings, you can go to the design tab, and in the modules there's two different things. So you'll see that this has an H1 around it. That means it's a number 1 heading, so H1. This is how you will target the design aspects in Divi. So you can center it, take it to the left, the right, whatever that is, center it. You can change the text color, black. If you click on the dropper, you can, put whatever hex code you want in there. And, if you get it off a website or something, you can test it out. But we're going to keep it black. Click off of it to go back. This is where you choose the text size. Pretty easy. You can give it shadow, all sorts of weird styles, but we usually don't do that for text. The sizing and spacing doesn't really apply to text changes. The spacing would only be if you want more space in between each text module. So I could put 200 pixels and it'll put a huge gap there. But again, I don't want to save any of these changes, so I'm just going to hit the X. You can also pretty much put a link on anything. Like this is just text, but you go down to the link tab. You can put any URL you want right here. And if people click on that text, it will go to that page. And that's pretty much how we have the previous gallery and next gallery buttons working. In order to save any changes that you have, I don't really want to change anything, but once you make your changes and you like it, you hit the green check mark and it will keep any settings that you saved in that module. And then in order to truly save everything that you've done, you'll see these 3 dots with the purple. Click on that. In the bottom left, you can see viewports, so tablet view, phone view. We'll go back to computer. But you'll see this green save button. You'll click that save button and wait for the check mark and it will save. After that, you can click on Exit Visual Builder and it will take you to the actual page. One thing that's set up differently, technically these galleries aren't set up as pages. They're set up as posts, most of them. This one was set up as a page. Let me find one. Actually, no. Well, it's hard to tell sometimes. Okay. Well, anyways, if you hit Enable Visual Builder and this comes up, that means it was not built in the Visual Builder. So you want to hit X, wait for it to load, and we will hit Edit Post. This will take you to the back end. Exit out of that. Don't hit Change Theme Editor. Stop it. Okay. So this is how I break up the titles. EM is italicized text. And if there is a strong tag in here, that means that it is bold. So this, the slash after strong means it will end the bold text right here. So the title's going to be bold. These will not. This is kind of just like opening a door, closing a door. The slash ends it. This starts it. But the way we have this set up is that if you go to the excerpt here, you can click on, you can drag this and make it thicker in the bottom right. And these P tags are paragraph tags, but you can just click on here, shaped, change whatever text you need. These are the images that are within the post, the text in between, image, text, image, and so on. So if you want any, extensive changes on the actual galleries, I would suggest contacting us. Here is where you can choose which gallery or which category it's under. And then you just hit this update button in the right side to, well, save everything. And one last thing, we will go to your site. Go to 3.1. And enable the Visual Builder. I forgot one last thing. So if you hover over all these, you'll see that the whole thing is one module. We'll click the gear, and this is the blog settings. So it's set to so that you can view 300. I can change it to 600 here. You can choose which category it includes. So this just includes 3.1 architecture. And so forth. This is where you can choose to, show excerpts, which is pretty much the beginning of the post, but we don't want it to show that. But yeah, hopefully this helps you out a little bit and just simple text and image edits. If you have any questions, you're always free to call us. But yeah, hopefully this helps.